Hello and welcome to the HOME-ARP and HEROS e-tutorial. This video tutorial is designed to show home participating jurisdictions, or PJs, how to start and complete a Part 58 environmental review for Tenant-Based Rental Assistance, or TBRA, and supportive services using the HUD Environmental Review online system, or HEROS. This video specifically covers standard Part 58 reviews that are categorically excluded, not subject, to the related laws and authorities under 24 CFR Part 58.5 or CENST for HOME-ARP activities, TBRA, and supportive services. As a PJ, you are required to conduct an environmental review for each of your HOME-ARP funded activities, including TBRA and supportive services. HEROS is the most efficient way to prepare and complete your environmental reviews. TBRA activities are designed to assist qualifying households with payments to cover amounts they cannot pay for housing and housing-related costs, such as rental assistance, security deposits, and utility deposits. A broad range of other supportive services may also be provided to individuals and families that meet one of the qualifying populations as defined in CPD Notice requirements for the use of funds in the Home American Rescue Plan program. The HUD Part 58 environmental review process consists of 5 primary levels of environmental review: exempt, categorically excluded, not subject to 58.5 CENST, categorically excluded and subject to 58.5 CEST, environmental assessment EA, and environmental impact statement EIS. Each level of environmental review is based on the scope and nature of work involved in the overall project activities. This video will only focus on the CENST level. Under 24 CFR Part 58.35b, TBRA and supportive services such as healthcare, housing services, permanent housing placement, daycare, nutritional services, short-term payments for rent, mortgage, utility costs, and assistance in gaining access to local, state, and federal government benefits and services would not alter any conditions that would require a review or compliance determination under the federal laws and authorities cited in 58.5. For activities that fit under CENST, the PJ must only document compliance with the requirements of 58.6 and does not have to undertake any environmental assessment, consultation, or other action under the National Environmental Policy Act, NEPA, or related laws and authorities in 58.5. Under 58.6, REs must document compliance with airport runway clear zones, coastal barrier resources, and flood insurance. To begin your environmental review, you will first need to log into HEROS. If you do not have access to HEROS, please refer to existing resources on HUD Exchange, such as the HEROS Access Form for Partners, Consultants, and Responsible Entities instructional video, and Quick Guide for guidance on how to request access. To log into HEROS, go to the HEROS page on HUD Exchange and click on the HEROS login link. This will direct you to the login page where you can enter your B or C user ID and password to access your account. The first thing you will see when you log into HEROS is the My Environmental Reviews dashboard. This screen is your headquarters for creating, editing, or viewing environmental reviews in HEROS. If you are not familiar with HEROS, a HEROS how-to video series is available on HUD Exchange. To begin, click Start a New Environmental Review in the upper left portion of the screen. Screen 1101 Review Type. At Screen 1101, the Review Type screen, you will select the environmental review procedures that apply to your project. Select Part 58 since the review is being prepared by a responsible entity, or RE, meaning a unit of general local, state, or tribal government that has assumed environmental review responsibilities. Most HEROS users will have access to only one option or the other, but partner users who work with both HUD and REs will have to be careful to make the correct selection. Even if one option is grayed out, select the appropriate part and press Save and Continue. Screen 1105, Initial Screen. At Screen 1105, the initial screen, you will enter basic information about the review. Required fields are marked with a red asterisk. You will not be able to save your work and proceed to the next screen until all required fields have been completed. Note that many fields are required, so it's a good idea to gather all necessary project information prior to starting this screen. Start by giving the project a name that is unique enough to help you identify the project. It cannot exceed 60 characters or include underscores. Next, complete the HUD funding source table. Use one row for each HUD program involved in the project. In each row, enter the grant or project number and the HUD program. For HOME-ARP activities, you will select Community Planning and Development, CPD. Next, under Program Name, select Home American Rescue Plan, HOME-ARP. To add additional HUD programs, click Add Another Funding Source. When asked for financial information, a rough estimate is sufficient. The purpose of this question is to get a sense of the project scope and assist with determining an appropriate level of review. Since you are completing a Part 58 review, you will be asked for a state or local identifier, which may not be clear. Clicking the blue information button will generate a pop-up with more information on this field. HEROS automatically generates the RE and its contact information. Make sure this information is correct before continuing. Then enter the name of the environmental review preparer and the certifying officer. If you are an RE user, you are most likely the environmental review preparer. If you are a partner user, this would be the person with the RE who will prepare the review. For all HOME-ARP projects, the RE or PJ is the recipient. Therefore, leave the default, which is none, selected for grant recipient information. Next, if you are a partner user representing a consultant or contractor, complete the consultant information section using the same process. Press Search and select your organization in the pull-down menu. Then enter your own name as the preparer and press Save and Continue to move on to the next screen. Screen 1120, Sensitive Information. The next screen is Screen 1120, Sensitive Information. In this section, you will indicate if your project is sensitive or associated with a sensitive use. Sensitive projects include activities associated with domestic violence shelters, but not single-family homes. Projects such as TBRA and supportive services would not be considered sensitive information. Therefore, you can select the "This project type is not sensitive and need not be kept confidential" option and move to the next screen. Screen 1125, Project Summary. On Screen 1125, Project Summary, you will provide your plans for the proposed project. First, you'll be prompted to enter a project description. This should capture the maximum anticipated scope of the project, aggregating all logically connected actions and describing all physical impacts. Your project description should be clear and detailed enough to give any reader a complete understanding of the proposed project. If you need more than the 4,000 characters allowed in this text box, please provide a brief overview here and upload supplementary documents in the upload box below. The next section is for project location. While only city and state are required, please provide as much detail as possible. For TBRA and supportive service activities, you may enter the location of the building where services will be provided out of. Where available, press the Validate Address button to confirm the location. You may use the location information text box to elaborate on project locations, specifically if the activity involves multiple site locations. Use the Upload button here to provide any additional relevant documentation, including maps, plans, and more detailed project descriptions. For CENST activities, a field inspection or site visit is not typically needed. You can ignore this section. The last section in the project summary screen contains questions about project activities. Answer these questions accurately and completely, as future screens in HEROS will rely on your responses. First, indicate the activities involved in the proposed project. For TBRA and supportive services, you should select soft costs. Based on this selection of soft costs, the following questions pertaining to change in land use and the anticipated use of the property will disappear because they are no longer applicable. Take note of the Save buttons on this screen. In addition to Save and Continue and Save and Go Back, this screen also has a Save button which allows you to save the screen while you continue to work on it. Take advantage of this button in order to draft longer responses without the risk of losing your work. Once you have finished the entire screen, press Save and Continue to move on. Screen 1311 Level of Review. On Screen 1311 Level of Review, you will indicate the level of review and appropriate citation or citations justifying your selection. For HOME-ARP, TBRA, or supportive services projects, you should select Categorically Excluded, Not Subject to the federal laws and authorities cited in 58.5. Screen 1342 Level of Review Confirmation. On Screen 1342, you will then be prompted to confirm that the selection is categorically excluded, not subject to 58.5 CENST, and includes the appropriate citations. Screen 2005 Related Laws and Authorities. The next screen is Screen 2005 Related Federal Laws and Authorities Summary. You will begin with a blank table with 3 columns. The first column lists the name of each compliance factor. The second asks whether formal compliance steps or mitigation is required for that compliance factor. And the third is where compliance determination will go as you complete these screens. In the first column, you'll see all the federal environmental laws and authorities that are required for this project based on the HUD program and level of review. For Part 58 CENST, you will only see 3 laws and authorities: airport hazards, coastal barrier resources, and flood insurance. To complete your analysis for each law and authority, click on its name in the left-hand column. As you complete the screens for each law and authority, this screen will begin to fill in. The questions for these screens are dynamic and directly informed by the previous responses and therefore only listed one at a time. At the very bottom of the screen, you'll see 2 buttons, Save and Return to Summary, and Cancel. Pressing Save and Return to Summary will save your work and redirect you to the main Related Law and Authority screen. If at any point you realize that the project cannot proceed at this site, for example, because the proposed site is a floodway or coastal barrier unit, use the Cancel button to stop the review. Each Related Law and Authority screen is made up of multiple choice, yes, no, and short answer questions. Make sure you read these questions carefully and respond to them as accurately as possible. Since some questions might not be asking exactly what you would expect, and some screens will change depending on the nature of the project, don't approach a screen assuming you will know the answers to every question. After responding to each question, press the Next button. As you continue through the screen, the questions will be tailored to your previous responses. You may see only one question per screen, or many. Be sure to follow each screen's individual prompts and logic in order to get the best use of HEROS. When you have finished responding to all required questions, you will be directed to the screen summary that appears at the conclusion of each Related Law and Authority screen. The compliance determination will be filled in based on your responses, but you are encouraged to edit it as much as you feel is necessary. In some cases, the system-generated compliance determination will be sufficient. In others, additional project-specific details may be necessary. Towards the bottom of the screen summary section, use the Upload button to add supporting documentation to support your determination. Finally, you will be asked whether formal compliance steps or mitigation is required. This question does not affect the mitigation screen. The purpose here is to help keep track of which laws and authorities trigger formal compliance. Partner users may not respond to this question. Only RE users for Part 58 reviews can complete each screen by responding to this final question. This ensures that the party responsible for the review independently evaluates each screen individually. Screen 5000. Mitigation measures and conditions. If users identify any factors that require mitigation measures or conditions when completing Screen 2005 Related Laws and Authorities, they must include a mitigation plan on Screen 5000. Screen 6220 Package Screen. On Screen 6220 Package Screen, you can generate a Microsoft Word version of the environmental review record for your internal review. Clicking the button produces a pop-up box. The file name defaults to HEROS Download, followed by a long string of numbers. You are encouraged to save a local copy and change the file name to meet local document management standards. The environmental review record contains the information you entered, hyperlinks to uploaded documents, and your selection of responses. The environmental review record includes your initial and project summary screens at the beginning of the document. You will also see the chart found on Screen 2005 Related Laws and Authorities. Your responses from the Federal Laws and Authorities screen will appear in Appendix A. Take special care to ensure that all the information entered in the review is recorded accurately and that all supporting documentation appears as hyperlinks. Some fields may not be complete because they pull from screens that follow this one. If you find the direct comments to, approval documents, and completed mitigation measures are blank, rest assured that you will be directed to provide this documentation later in the review. Any necessary changes may be made in the corresponding HEROS screen. You can use the side menu to navigate to the appropriate screen. You can regenerate the preview after making changes to confirm that all fields are complete. After previewing, click the button to proceed to the signature and posting screen. Partner users only. Screen 6205, Preparer Notification Screen. If you are a partner user, you will not be able to complete the final CENST screens. You will see this notice screen and will be directed to assign the review to an RE by selecting Assign Review on the side menu. Screen 6222, CENST Signature Page. An RE completing a CENST review will be directed to Screen 6222, Exempt and CENST Signature Page. This screen produces the final environmental review record. Complete the steps in order so that the environmental review record includes the signed signature page. Step 1. Click the Print Signature Page button. A pop-up window will appear and your document will begin downloading. Click the Download Word Document link. You will be able to open and print the signature page document. Once you obtain the necessary signatures, scan and save the signed signature page and upload the document using the provided button. The file link will appear under the Print Signature Page button. Step 2. Use the calendar icon to select the date the signature page was signed. Step 3. Click the Generate File Environmental Review Record button to generate the final review for your records. Your uploaded signature page will be included in this document. This review will remain in HEROS so you can generate the record at any time. Once all steps have been completed and you have confirmed that the environmental review record is finalized, click the Mark Review Complete button to conclude the environmental review. A pop-up box will appear indicating that you have completed your environmental review. Click OK. You will then be taken back to the My Environmental Review dashboard, where your review will now show completed status. Thank you for watching the HOME-ARP and HEROS for CENST Reviews e-tutorial. For more information on using HEROS, go to the HEROS page on the HUD Exchange.